Genuine question for you guys. What percentage of our economy right now is just like BS, like vaporware? Like I listen to a handful of people were talking about the AI bubble, and like there's all sorts of like real issues with the promises that they've been making about like AGI, artificial general intelligence. And I've been saying for a bit, I'm like, I can't see them pulling that off. And like I know people on the inside are like, yeah, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, have you just been drinking your own Kool-Aid? Because like general intelligence, like there's a lot to that. And then like the kinds of things I'm seeing that are out there, it's just bad, like stolen information that's just like put together, and like it can't even it's not even that accurate with like getting the facts right on stuff. Like you ask the thing like factual information, you actually need to look into that, which I guess my biggest issue with it is, well, one, theft of other people's ideas that sometimes is like copyright stuff, and they take that, like they scrape the internet, they scrape all of our stuff. I'm fairly certain that was illegal, or at least should be illegal. But it's also like, it's pulling from the stuff that we put out there, which is, it's like the old programming problem, like garbage in, garbage out. Well, you got everything. Like you got good stuff out there, and you got a whole bunch of mess. And like we're in an age of misinformation and disinformation by bad faith actors on all sides. I would say more by the right, but that's just my personal bias. Because like the left they tend to be, we tend to care about objective reality, and reality has a pretty strong left bias. We like objective truth, but anyway, so like there's metrics that matter on this stuff, that people that know what they're doing and that are trying to develop it, and like there's key metrics that are just there's not really good indicators that we're going to get there, and there's a lot of investment in it, and even the stuff that's out there is not really profitable. And then all the problems that come with it. You got like companies that are betting on robot technology replacing human workers, which that's a problem. Like, sure, they're gonna, I don't know, I heard one figure for like Amazon, it's gonna save them like 30 cents a package. Like, never mind societal implications though. Like, I don't, like, my biggest problem with all this stuff is like there's so much money exchanging hands and artificial value of all sorts of things, but it's not connected to reality. And then there doesn't seem to be any consideration for larger implications and societal harm. And then the people that are in government, even the people that like are maybe a little bit better, like the Democrats. Again, I no love lost for the Democrats. I can't stand the corporate Democrats, and I just like I can't stand the Republicans more, but I can't stand the corporate Democrats, and I really hate the oligarchs that are behind all the madness that's happening right now. But just a lot of it, like I listen to a lot of these things that people are talking about, and I'm just like, it just sounds like bullshit to me. Like, people first try to explain crypto, and I'm like, that's clearly bullshit. Bitcoin, same stuff. All these like scam coins, NFTs, all this nonsense. You got people like bugging out trying to sell gold and silver. I just saw like, a lot of people have been like talking about the value of gold, which is a big sign of trouble. And then a whole bunch of sell-off happened. So there's that. I don't know, man. It's a really scary time to be alive. But I'm wondering what you guys think about all this stuff. Like, what percentage? Kind of reminds me. Somebody wrote a book about bullshit jobs. I think I skimmed some of it. I didn't read all of it. But it's something I've been thinking about a lot. I'm like, I wonder how many jobs out there like are not just BS, and like what out there is actually like benefiting humanity truly, aside from just providing an income or making billionaires more money. Like, I'm not interested in the profit motive when it comes to the fact that, like, we have real problems that do need to be solved. We have lots of people that are getting paid very well to just lie about those problems and distract from those problems and to impede any ability of ours to address those problems. That's a problem. I'm gonna set a record for saying problem. Yeah, I'd love your thoughts. Like, like how many? You know, I'm sure it's an estimate, right? I didn't know how you quantify that. Like, I guess here's a fun thought experiment. Like, what criteria would you use to evaluate this? Like, what to you constitutes a bullshit job, and what to you constitutes a job that's worthwhile, that's worth having around, that actually serves a purpose for humanity? Like, you know, personal bias, I would say my job is a benefit to humanity because I help kids access their educational curriculums, and I help their teams, and I have a whole bunch of people that I work with, and I would argue that everybody that I work with in a school setting are great people, and they're very useful for society. Like jobs like stock traders and certain kinds of bankers and all different stuff related to all this like AI stuff. Like, I don't know. And let me be clear about something. I am sure that there are applications that some form of artificial intelligence and even like robot technology, I'm not saying those can never be useful. But I do think we have to be careful about that stuff. Because the way it's looking right now, like Amazon just is saying they're not going to hire like 600,000 people because of the robot technology, because of robots, that they think they can replace those workers. So I ask, what happens to all those people? And again, I know people are going to come at me with like, you know, innovation is a normal thing and, you know, all that stuff. Like, you know, well, would you say that for, I don't know, the horse and buggy when we got like cars and stuff like that? I get that. But there's a lot of this stuff, like we can act like, you know, people still are gonna like make cars, and they're gonna make car parts, and there's still people that are gonna be working, and like they're gonna do jobs related to the cars. But like with the robot stuff, if they just completely replace people, there's only gonna be a handful of people that are involved in doing stuff with the robots. And like, what happens to the jobs? What happens to the incomes? What happens to the economies that those people contributed to? Because if we keep if we keep doing things that keep doing damage without planning for it, it's really bad for society as a whole. And I don't know how much thought has been put into that, especially now with our government that's just getting completely destroyed. Like, essentially, it feels like the people that are in charge right now, the fascists that are serving oligarchs, don't really have any plan for all the rest of us. Like, they don't seem to care at all. They're not public servants. They don't care. They're eliminating the social safety nets. So when things go kaboom, I don't know, I guess societal unrest, which seems to be what they've been after this whole time. Like, they've been itching, it seems, for like riots and stuff to start, which we haven't taken that bait. I know people want to lie about it, showing footage from like years ago when there was stuff happening in certain cities, but that's not what's happening now. And also, like, a lot of times, like, that stuff is like very overblown, and then the people are blaming the wrong people for it. Like, there's literally like special police units that go in and agitate crowds of people that were there demonstrating peacefully. A lot of people won't believe that, but it's a fact. Like, people that like have been in the activist space for a long time and out there with the people, like, they've seen that all the time. They've seen agitators, outside agitators. There are some people that are like accelerationists, far to the left and far to the right, that do stuff. That's a tiny percentage of people. Most people don't want these altercations. They don't even want to have to be like, I guarantee you, people that are like activists that are pissed off about what the government does. I guarantee you people would rather not be like out there needing to protest. I'm sure they would rather things just be working better for people, right? Like, it's not like a normal thing for people to like want to give up a whole bunch of time and risk getting assaulted or whatever by people like ICE and the police and DHS and all this stuff. Like, that's happening now, like near me. We now have an ICE terrorist cell. I'm not going to say the name of the place because I don't want to give up like where I am. But it's in the Bay Area, and there are people that are out there harassing people already. They've already shot a pastor in the face with like a pepper ball or whatever, or was it gas? I think it's gas. And the guy's just standing there with his hands down. So anyway, yeah, you don't just go around harassing people unless you want people to react. And again, like, it bothers me that we have so many people that are supposed to be serving the public engaging in escalation, which has got a lot of overlap with what the IDF does. So probably not supposed to say that, but it is what it is. I'm saying it. I'm seeing a lot of harmful trends around the world, and I know who is behind it. And Palantir and all this other stuff, and Israel's our government, all of it. I've learned about what the hell they want, so that's why I'm worried, because I know help is not coming, and I know it's up to us to figure out how to navigate this stuff and how to build a better society together. And that's all I want, and I want that for everybody. I don't discriminate. Even people that I have disagreements with, vehement disagreements, we are not enemies. We are just not enemies. You have been told I am your enemy. People have tried to tell me that you're my enemy. We are not enemies. We don't have beef. We don't. You do things that I don't like. I do things that you don't like. But I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that we have common agreement with. Like, we all are just trying to live and make a life for ourselves and take care of our people. That's it. Life is that simple, and it shouldn't be this hard, especially when we have an abundance of resources. We could do so many different things to help everybody, but there are people that just have a sick greed to have so much more money and power than everyone else, and to have very sick desires. Like, they like society breaking itself for their entertainment. Kind of reminds me of there was a movie on Netflix called Mountainhead that I think you guys should check out. I think I made a post about this a little while back, but it's about these tech bro. They stay up at this mega mansion thing and get together, and they're all in the tech sector, and their technologies, some of them are basically destroying the world, and it's sort of a laugh. They don't take it that seriously, and they're hungry to make their way to $1 trillion. One of them still wants to be a billionaire. Kind of reminds me a lot of what's going on now. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. Let me know what you think. Like, share, hit all the buttons, do all the things. Thanks, bye.